taking my time, I've been taking my time. Taking all of your time, taking all of your time. I've been taking my time, I've been taking my time. Taking all of your time, taking all of your time. We've been talking about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish. Talk about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish. We got me floating, and I can take it. You got me floating, and I can't take it. You got me floating, and I can take it. You got me floating.
Hey, hey, let me know if y'all can hear me. Hey, Sylvia P, how are you doing? Y'all, I got the receipts. You cannot lie when I have the receipts. I can't wait to get into the SHEIN. It's going to be fun. Hey, Live, Laugh, Love. How are you? How are you doing? Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, let me get Tammy off of here. Okay. Oh, okay. It's just gonna play me like I didn't have my thing ready. All right. That's how we gonna do. All right. And change my settings. There we go. Okay. So y'all, I was like, let me show them the emoji so y'all can see it. Happy Sunday, Live, Laugh, Love. Hey, beautiful choice. Okay, so first of all, of course, thank you to my Trendy Tribe patrons and YouTube members. And I started to put the emojis up there so y'all can see them because Choice be trying to show them in the chat too. So those are the emojis on the right if you join through YouTube. And once I hit a certain level, I can add my next emoji, which will be in honor of Choice. It'll be the lupus awareness lips that we did last night. And I've already posted a copy of those lips, or where you can download the lips in Patreon and on the YouTube membership. So if y'all are on there, the link is posted and you can go get it. Please just don't resell it. It's for your use for fun, not for resale. I'm like Erykah Badu. I'm sensitive about my it's for y'all because it's a thank you, but don't resell it, please. Okay. Y'all, it's crazy out here. Okay, let me take that down. Ooh, I got the whole court document. I've already read through all 52 pages, so I've only highlighted the parts that are interesting to go over, I promise. Plus, I have a couple of video clips to go in between to break up just reading, but I'll be looking at the chat so we can interact through the chat too about it as we go. So it's not just a continuous thing, like it's a let's discuss as we see it type of setup, okay? So don't feel like you're interrupting anything, because you are not, okay? So I know people always this never fails. They're gonna come in after I play this really informative video. I don't know if y'all know who Kev on stage is, but I don't know if he's hers. I don't know if it's his sister-in-law or just a really good friend, like wife of his friend Goose, but child please. But she has a TikTok channel called I'm Not a Lawyer, but and her name is Mel as well. Her name is Mel, but she did a great intro explanation that's going to help me go into the next things I want to show y'all and go over. So I wanted to play that. So I'm going to play her video first so we can all be on the same page about SHEIN, the RICO charges, and then we can go through the actual official complaint that was filed. Okay. So first, let's play her, and I'll be looking at the chat too.
I'm not a lawyer, but SHEIN got hit with a RICO lawsuit, and I'm going to break it down. There are a ton of articles about this lawsuit, including one on complex.com. Check it out if you haven't yet. Or if you're like me and want to read all 52 pages of the complaint, you can check out courtlistener.com. Okay, now let's get into it. Let's first start with the R in RICO, which stands for racketeering. And because I'm not a lawyer, let's reference the Wikipedia definition of racketeering, which is a type of organized crime in which the persons set up a coercive, fraudulent, extortionary, or otherwise illegal coordinated scheme or operation to repeatedly or consistently collect a profit. So the alleged racketeering in this lawsuit is repeated copyright infringement. So now back to the definition. The claim is that SHEIN steals people's ideas and works to make money, but that's not all. The criminal organization portion of RICO comes in with the alleged corporate structure of SHEIN. So the lawsuit alleges that SHEIN uses an algorithm to pick designs from small and large businesses that the algorithm believes will be a trend. And from there, SHEIN makes about 1 to 200 of those items and puts them up for sale on their website. Now, SHEIN claims that they do that small production run in order to test demand from consumers to see if people are going to buy it. But the lawsuit alleges that SHEIN does that small production run to see if the company they stole the idea from will notice they stole their idea and then try to sue. If you're a small company, they'll offer you a little bit of money and say it was an accident and blame it on a third-party organization. But if you do actually want to sue, this is where the problem comes in. Because SHEIN has set up a network of shell companies, or like ghost companies or third-party organizations, and none of them really own SHEIN or the distribution of their products. So for victims whose ideas and works have been stolen, they can never figure out who they actually should be suing. This is just some of the companies that are listed in the court documents as being a part of this SHEIN organization. These are just some of the businesses connected to SHEIN, and that makes it complicated for people to figure out who actually owns this business and who should I be suing for stealing my work. So that network of companies, plus the illegal coordinated operation of copyright infringement, is why the lawsuit alleges this is a violation of the RICO Act. Ciao. Before I go, there are 3 defendants that are listed in this case and who claim that SHEIN stole from them. I'm going to leave some of their information on this video.
Okay, she stopped there. She was just, that's what she left some of their information on the video. And I also have it in the court documents though. Uh-oh. Go away. Okay, there we go. Go away. Okay, y'all. Oh my goodness. Shan, thank you for asking if we were gonna do this, because they were on my radar, but I didn't know some of these things. Oh my gosh. Okay, y'all. So as I was saying, I know, Sylvia, I know, right? And it gets a little bit. I got a couple of TikTok videos for y'all just to break up the monotony of it all. It's gonna be good. Hey, thanks everyone for the prayers. Everything is sort of back to normal. That must mean you have the generator up, but not real power, Shan. If it's sort of back to normal. Oh, Shan. I've had one time with that experience, and that one time was enough. Oh my goodness. I'm guessing it's the generator. The hubby came through with the generator. Okay, y'all. So y'all saw the intro. Now she did call the 3 people defendants. They are plaintiffs. They are not defendants. And I think she meant plaintiffs though. Shein is the defendant. Okay. So those are 3 plaintiffs. They are designers. They're 3 independent designers. They did not work together. They came together for this lawsuit, but they didn't like work together in like a company setting or anything. Okay. And I'm only reading what I have highlighted. So if you don't see it highlighted, I'm not reading it. So that way I've already read through this whole thing. I'm trying to make sure we only go over the parts that, needed for context. I need to get on TikTok. Sylvia. Especially if you know what you want to see. TikTok is, it can be, it's a lot of trash out there, but it can be a lot of funny stuff on there and informative stuff on there too. Okay. So y'all, this is the actual complaint that was filed in the court, and this is they're alleging a RICO violation against Shein. Okay, so all right, so it says, for all the scrutiny given to TikTok, it's surprising that Congress has not considered more dramatic action against the Chinese fast fashion giant Shein. Shein is actually a greater societal threat than TikTok, because it contributes mightily to serious problems beyond data security and privacy, such as environmental damage, sweatshop or worse, labor conditions, tax avoidance, child safety, as well as the subject of this lawsuit, which is large-scale and systematic intellectual property theft from U.S. designers, large and small. I thought for sure that this lawsuit was going to be about those sweatshops, but because it's over there in China, I'm guessing, that's more reason why, because y'all, the conditions are crazy over there in Shein's stuff. So, and they're going to address it in here as some examples, but it cannot really have the bearing on their copyright infringement case, which is what they are bringing as their complaint. All right, so let me see what else they said. Okay, so Congress actually does file an answer in this complaint, and I'm not sure if that's just because their lawyers put that in there to acknowledge Congress addressed it, or if somewhere in there someone else puts that in there. So this is like I'll say footnote, but I don't really mean footnote. So this is in answer to them saying, I'm surprised Congress hasn't addressed this, basically. So this says, Congress has indeed recognized the dangers posed by Shein. In April, it issued a stinging rebuke to the brand in the form of an issue brief detailing some of the same problems described here in this complaint, including exploitation of trade loopholes, concerns about production processes, sourcing relationships, product safety, and use of forced labor, and violations of intellectual property rights. There is no shortage of Shein exposés. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I got to put this on here. Okay, there we go. There's no shortage of Shein exposés in major news publications, but none of them contain anything close to a full factual story about who and what Shein is and how it operates. Plaintiffs were forced to engage in extraordinary research to gather the allegations presented here, because their cases involve eventually proving facts relating to the closely guarded secrets of Shein's design process and labyrinthine corporate structure. Okay, so Shein somehow, this is back to the complainants. These are the plaintiffs talking again. I had to put them in a different color to make sure I stayed on track. Shein somehow survives grave reports of slave labor and unsafe children's clothing. It turns out that avoiding direct blame is another key aspect of Shein's business model. Shein's widely discussed misconduct generates enough upside that it is worth the public relations damage. So far, quote, bad press has obviously not taken Shein down. Shein would be among the world's top 3 most valuable private companies, along with SpaceX and ByteDance, the owner of TikTok, if it were in fact one company. There's no single company that can be identified as Shein. Okay, so here it says, a search of hashtag Shein haul on social media reveals one of the brand's most effective forms of organic viral marketing. So this is where I have for y'all, okay? So this is, I need to take that down. What is that? Okay, yeah. I'll take it down to stay organized. So I'm going to go away from there. So this is one of the things that the plaintiffs are talking about. I'm going to play a short TikTok video. This one's probably 30 seconds or so. It's not long. It's literally like how TikTok is known for being short. And this is an example of a Shein haul that Shein, you know, they'll do organic social media marketing, okay? Sorry, there's no sound because the music is Mariah Carey, and I'm not trying to get a copyright strike. But that's her trying on different Shein outfits. And I'm mad that it flipped my video. I wonder if it's going to flip every last video now because it's... Oh, that is so rude. Shan, you called it. That's exactly what's going to be referenced in this document. They do. I think they use the phrase shell company in here. You already hit it. But yep, those are her. That's what they do. They either, a lot of people, some people will just go buy it so they can just talk about it. But Shein actually does send it out too. Okay, let me take her out. Please don't do this to all my videos, StreamYard. Okay, it says Shein sends $100 worth of apparel, which might be 15 pieces produced at a trivial cost, to a small-time influencer to gush as they unpack and try on new treasures. The practice is even more effective when carried out by an army of aspiring micro-influencers who hope to add followers as a result of a hashtag Shein haul video, as Shein strongly encourages them to do. Shein gets away with little more than comically token explanations and apologies. In this lawsuit, 3 independent designers allege that Shein produced, distributed, and sold exact copies of their creative work. At issue, inexplicably, I cannot get that word out, inexplicably are truly exact copies of their copyrightable graphic design appearing on Shein products. Why would Shein go to the trouble of precisely duplicating their work when it would be easier and obviously less problematic to simply closely knock them off, as other corporate apparel companies often do? As it turns out, exact copying is part and parcel of Shein's design process and organizational DNA. Shein's design algorithm could not work without generating the kind of exact copies that can greatly damage an independent designer's career, especially because Shein's artificial intelligence is smart enough to misappropriate the pieces with the greatest commercial potential. There's a mysterious tech genius, I'm sorry for the names, Zhu Yangtian, aka Chris Zhu, about whom almost nothing is known. He made Shein the world's top clothing company through high technology, not high design. The brand has made billions by creating a secretive algorithm that astonishingly determines nascent fashion trends. So basically new, very, very new fashion trends. Thousands of new items are offered for sale every day for prices low enough to render the garments truly disposable. Enough of Shein's pieces are so up to the minute trendy as to keep armies of young people eagerly combining through the app for potential purchases. This is a daily activity for Shein fans. So customers shopping their app on a regular basis as an enjoyable pastime, which quickly translates to billions of dollars in value. There is one legal regime that might provide the remedies necessary to combat such well-organized wrongs distributed across an array of related actors and entities. The civil prong of the Racketeer, Influenced, and Corrupt Organizations Act, which is RICO, which was designed to address the misconduct of culpable individual cogs in a larger enterprise. It is well established that egregious copyright infringement constitutes racketeering. So that's where Shein is now is able for the plaintiffs to come forward and see if Shein can be charged with racketeering. Okay. So Shein's misconduct is committed not by a single entity, but by a de facto association of entities. This is where Shein already hit it. And just as intended by Congress, the same decentralization that facilitates Shein's criminal infringement and other racketeering activity renders individual components of the enterprise liable under civil RICO. Shein has grown rich by committing individual infringements over and over again as a part of a long and continuous pattern of racketeering, which shows no sign of abating. Their corporate literature speaks only of only of projected exponential growth. It is not an exaggeration to suggest that Shein's pattern of misconduct involves commission of new copyright and trademark infringements every day. That's their business practice. So again, they repeat, this is a civil action known as RICO, and it's saying that the defendants transact business in and has agents in or is otherwise found in and has purposely availed itself of the privilege of doing business in California. So this is being brought forth in California. I also heard that it takes a while to receive anything from them also. Well, if you're used to getting stuff from overseas, it's probably about the average time because this is coming from overseas. So people that you are okay with shopping, because you're getting the products from China. So it takes that average time choice. It's definitely not gonna be like Amazon or anything. So it depends on, it's like subjective, I guess. It depends on what you're used to with shipping times, but it's coming from overseas for sure. And so this trial, or they brought up this complaint in California, and it's because Shein's alleged misconduct was directed to California and this district, and marketing activities at issue in this case, they were aimed at California residents, including promotional activities aimed at the West Coast and California apparel market. It takes 7 to 14 business days. Okay, yeah, yep. And that's about average, right? Live, laugh, love. 7 to 14 business days for something coming from China. Because I can believe that. In addition, Shein and defendants have specifically directed sales and marketing activity towards California customers by operating a pop-up shop in Los Angeles in 2022. Defendants, which is Shein is the defendant, are also subject to personal jurisdiction under the effects test. Number 1, committed intentional acts. Number 2, were expressly aimed at the United States and California. Number 3, caused actual harm that the defendant knows is likely to be suffered in the United States and California. Yes, you can pay extra to ship faster. Okay, yep. The venue is proper in this district because a substantial part of the events or omissions giving rise to the claims occurred in this district. Defendants have expressly directed their marketing and promotional activities at consumers in Los Angeles. All right. So our plaintiffs, this is who they are. Krista Perry, she's from Massachusetts. She's a well-regarded and successful illustrator and designer. She has created artwork for clients like Madewell, Nickelodeon, and Jameson Whiskey. The plaintiff, Larissa Martinez, she is an individual residing in Los Angeles, California. She's the CEO, creator, and owner of Miracle Eye, which is a female-owned, family-run small business designing and fabricating ethically handmade to order clothing out of their workshop in Los Angeles. And the third and last plaintiff, Jay Barron, is an individual residing in Los Angeles County, California. He's an independent artist. He founded Retrograde Supply Company when he was 18, and he amassed a large social media following with his work. His work was featured in television, film, and 100 plus independent retailers in the United States. Okay, the defendant Shein SDC is a Delaware corporation formed in April 2021 and registered to do business in California on May 25th, 2021. Now, y'all know Shein's older than 2021. This is where they start, tracking those shell companies, because it's like, how did you form in Delaware in 2021? And I know Delaware is probably also a tax haven, but they're going to name other tax havens for Shein too. Okay. So SFG is another entity of Shein Fashion Group. Then you have Roadget Business Pte. Limited, which is a private business entity formed in Singapore. Roadget is the owner of the Shein trademarks in the United States and now owns the Shein website. Zotop Business Company Limited is a Hong Kong entity which owns and operates the company's websites and mobile apps, which until recently owned the trademarks. Okay, so the general allegations: Shein is a fast fashion behemoth that thrives through irredeemable intellectual property theft. So 7 years ago, when people heard of Shein, they were a small Chinese-based seller of bridal clothing. That's how they started. They didn't sell to Chinese customers though. They were always selling outside of China. They got on the radar of young American women, fashion consumers around 2016 or 2017. And it appears to correspond with that algorithm that they created. They offered a rapidly changing assortment of trendy and remarkably affordable clothing. And SHEIN is the world's largest fashion retailer with an annual revenue approaching $30 billion. They outsell H&M and Zara combined, and they don't rely on brick and mortar stores. In May 2021, the SHEIN mobile app became the most downloaded shopping mobile application in the US on both iOS and Android, overtaking even the downloads of Amazon's mobile application. In May 2022, that same mobile application became the most downloaded mobile app in the US in any category, outperforming both TikTok and Instagram. And let's see here. The SHEIN brand has over 29 million followers on Instagram, 7.1 million followers on TikTok, and over 600,000 followers on Twitter. This is sad because I like them. They take returns and give you your money back. SHEIN. When I started reading this, I said, well, I had my eye on them. I hadn't gotten into them yet, but it's hard not to know about them. And I'm like, whoever I choose, I'm not going to lie to you, all of them are like SHEIN in a way, you know, because they're just not the biggest ones to go after, but and they're maybe not all of them are doing copyright infringement, but SHEIN, I feel your pain because I'm like, even if I don't do SHEIN, whoever I choose, they're most likely still doing a lot of this stuff. I feel your pain, SHEIN. And it's gonna be crazy saying SHEIN and SHEIN is gonna be crazy. SHEIN has recently emphasized its non-shopping site, SHEINgroup.com, which has become like a corporate propaganda site. And basically they use that site to respond to public outcry about production and sourcing. And it says SHEIN has accomplished all this while selling $10 dresses by being more of a big tech company than a traditional fashion company. Besides revolutioning the apparel supply chain and micro-influencer marketing, SHEIN utilizes big data at the core of its design process. Okay, American consumers have become addicted to the SHEIN apps because, in addition to the most advanced psychological manipulations, one can never finish scrolling through the trendy offerings, all of which are very available at their incredibly low prices. They said in this regard, a lot of times that SHEIN is just like TikTok. Technically, you can't get to the bottom of, well, not technically, you can't get to the bottom of TikTok. And a lot of people have said that SHEIN is just like TikTok. You're not going to ever scroll to the very bottom. I know, SHEIN. I know. Okay, and then their production. So Xing Liu, an associate professor of fashion and apparel studies at the University of Delaware, estimated that SHEIN's business model generated 20 times as many new items as H&M or Zara in 2021. And H&M used to be the highest one that was just producing fast fashion. Like they were known for it. And they do 20 times more than H&M. And I think Zara is the same way, but Zara just hasn't been on my map as much. But if Zara's being mentioned, I'm sure Zara is very much fast fashion as well. Okay, and y'all, I didn't highlight all the little quirks and quips, but let me tell you, the lawyers that wrote this complaint, they have a flair, like they have a verbal flair about them. I had to cut a lot of it out to get to the meat and potatoes, but they were really writing with like an attitude, like I don't know, descriptive attitude. It was crazy, or it's funny. Okay, so they say if there's a trend emerging or entering the cultural zeitgeist, SHEIN is already on it before anyone has even realized it was developing. All right, so here's another video coming up. Exactly, but I always find what I need there, all sizes. I know, SHEIN, I'm not here to tell you what not to do or to do. I'm just discussing the topic, you know. But SHEIN has been heavily criticized on a number of important fronts, but somehow they escape serious damage to their sales. Basically, people are like, I still want it. This funny, Shan. Shan, this is about to be you. Shan, this is you. I hope it's not sideways. It says me still ordering my outfits, ignoring Shein's Rico case. Shan, this is you. Shan, ignoring the Rico case. Is that you, Shan? Oh my gosh. I don't know if y'all can still hear me when I hit play. I actually never checked that. But I was saying that's you, Shan. Because you just said I always get what I need. Oh my gosh. Yeah, their sales do not go down no matter what kind. Now, Shan, I don't know. After you see some of these TikToks, I don't know if you're going to still do it. But it's hilarious because that was you. Choice. Why she have to say that right before the video, too? Oh my gosh. It says, okay, so there's it says Wired reported last year that every single day Shein updates its website with, let me get it back up there. With an average of, this is every day, y'all, 6,000 new styles every day. An outrageous figure, even in the context of fast fashion. You got to know your body and read the description. Okay, Shan. It says Lou, the University of Delaware professor, found that in a recent 12-month period, the Gap listed roughly 12,000 different items on its website. H&M had about 25,000. Zara had about 35,000, and Shein had 1.3 million different items on their website over a 12-month period. So the areas of concern, but not necessarily in the lawsuit, but these are areas of, this first part for sure is just an area of concern. I read the material too because that's the issue as well. Okay, I figured you knew. I shouldn't have put it past you. I figured you knew. So areas of concern: forced labor. Shein cotton apparel sourcing practices appear to be in direct violation of the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. It says in late 2022, so just last year, the news organization used climate and weather signatures on cotton fabrics used in Shein's clothing to determine they originated in Xinjiang. The Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act bans the use of Xinjiang cotton in imported clothing unless the supplier can definitively prove that the cotton was not a product of forced labor, a step that Shein has not taken. Okay, let me see what this one is. Number 3. Okay. All right. It might elaborate later, but I want y'all to see this about these tags. Some of y'all have probably heard about the tags that people were finding and what they were saying.
Okay, so apparently I need to talk about this because I have heard about this, but I've never seen it in real life. So after I got my order from Shein, I've been checking the tags because I heard about this, people asking for help on the tags because of forced labor. And I looked it up, and Shein denies forced labor, child labor, and all that. And honestly, people, if you're getting anything from anywhere that doesn't say made in America, it's probably from China. If you're getting anything on Amazon, it's probably from China. And they're probably working like crazy hours for almost no pay to make everything you wear. So let's just be clear about that, unless you're getting like made in America and it costs $100 million. But I just want you to notice this. I got just a few tags that I took off my Shein thing, so I cut all my tags off. But I started reading them, and here it is. It is literally the one that they talked about. Need your help. It's right there. Need your help. right on the directions. Like, that is a real thing. And that's like exactly the one that went into a lawsuit and everything, and Shein denied and said that that was part of the instructions. Do not clean due to the water saving technology. Need your help washing with the soft detergents. I don't think they need our help washing anything. None of the other labels, I bought like 20 things. None of the other labels say anything like that. They're all just regular. You know, this one's kind of similar. Same thing. Do not bleach. There's that. Tumble dry. It says the exact same thing here. Tumble dry. But it doesn't say need your help. So, there it is. Need your help. It's actually maybe a thing. So, that's up to you. It's actually there.
Okay, so I had heard rumors of the tags. I had not seen videos until today when I was doing my research. But yes, they are putting help, need your help on the tags. Like people that I'm sure that are the people that are under forced labor are putting that on the labels, y'all. Like, it's crazy. And it says in 2022, an investigation by Channel 4 found a pattern of labor practice violations at Shein affiliated factories in Guangzhou. Reuters reported in 2021 that Shein made false statements and lacked disclosures regarding its labor conditions in violations of the UK's Modern Slavery Act. A 2021 report from Public Eye, a Swiss human rights watchdog, describes serious problems with workplace safety and working requirements, including working hours of about 75 hours a week with no overtime pay, in violation of Chinese labor law. The exposed documentary includes hidden camera video of factory bosses strong-arming low-level workers into abusive working conditions. And if y'all came in afterwards, we are actively chatting as we go through this, so you don't have to worry about interrupting me. Another concern was health hazards. Ooh, okay, is this the one? Yes. A media investigation found Shein clothing materials containing high levels of potentially hazardous chemicals, including lead, PFAs, and phthalates. Health Canada tested a Shein jacket for toddlers and found it to have 20 times the amount of lead considered safe for children, while a purse contained over 5 times the accepted level for children. And then the environmental impact, filling up the landfills. Basically filling up the landfills. Like, that stuff is being thrown away just like a piece of plastic. Tax avoidance. Shein's ultimate parent company operates in the tax haven of the Cayman Islands. It's always the Cayman Islands. Under the de minimis exception, Shein avoids import duties of about 10 to 14% for these small orders, a significant savings. Analysts from Morgan Stanley calculate that its tax advantages allow the company to undercut its competitors' prices by between 15 and 20%. Shein's low prices, achieved through exploitative labor practices, effectively render Shein's clothing disposable, which fills landfills. It also further destroys secondhand market for its clothing because it's impossible to beat Shein's original prices. These practices spur competitors to follow suit or lose market share, driving a race to the bottom. Indeed, Shein already has a prominent and wildly successful copycat rival called Temu, which Shein has sued in U.S. District Court. Shein has sued Temu, and I have a video of someone, she's talking about it, so I'll let her play. And then I have one right after that, which is, they're both not too long. They're not. It's TikTok. They're all TikTok videos. Where apparently Shein is now, Temu is suing Shein as well. So it gets crazier.
Is anyone else finding it really funny that Shein is suing a rival brand, stating that they're impersonating Shein when Shein legitimately steals from designers all the fucking time and gets sued for it? Like, baby, be real.
Okay, that's how short that first one was. She's done. Okay, we're going to where Temu turned around and is suing Shein.
So we have another Shein lawsuit. That was awfully quick. I made a video last week about how a bunch of independent artists are suing SHEIN right now over RICO claims because they're alleging that SHEIN stole a bunch of their designs and used them as their own. But now Temu is also suing SHEIN over antitrust violations. I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, sorry. The lawsuit is alleging that SHEIN is coercing manufacturers into not doing business with Temu. The lawsuit alleges that back in 2022, when Temu entered the US market, SHEIN forced clothing manufacturers into arrangements that excluded Temu. The reason why SHEIN is able to do this is because they own 75% of the US ultra fast fashion market as of 2022. So they're a pretty dominant player in the industry. Obviously, SHEIN is stating that there's no merit to any of these claims. So I don't know, what do you guys think? Do you guys also think where there's smoke, there's fire? Or do you just think that SHEIN isn't to blame here?
So they're suing each other. I don't know if one has been closed and one's open, but the most recent was Temu suing SHEIN. And I know Temu is not any better. It's just that they're newer, so we just don't know everything yet about them. Okay, so SHEIN regularly commits the most egregious intellectual property infringement. Here's how okay, hold on. Sorry. I'm double checking. Oh yes, they've been sued by Ralph Lauren, Airwear International. I think later it's going to say Levi, and that's, those are the ones that they have the money to spend. And of course, there's a lot of independent artists and designers that have also sued SHEIN. Okay, it's impossible not to notice that SHEIN's process often generates products that are exact copies of the work of other designers, occasionally large ones, but more often than not, independent leading designers such as the plaintiffs. These designers are just the sort who might be producing the most cutting-edge designs, and being able to identify them is the gold standard of a trend forecasting company. They are also the designers least likely they're the ones that are least likely able to fight back, including through legal action. Okay, so it says there are some designers that are venting their grievances on social media, and I have two different designers. On this first video, there's really good audio, and then it goes low. That's not me. The audio just goes low, but you'll still see the clothing. And then on the second one, the audio should be just fine all the way through. Okay, here's the first one.
Everyone, so if you know me, you know me. If you don't, then get to know me. But how can we fix this? So SHEIN and some other stores or clothing brands stole her design. She worked really hard on it. Y'all, please help us figure out what we can do to make a difference, because this is not right.
I went, and then look at theirs. It's so cheap, you can see her underwear. They even stole my brand's aesthetic, tried to use a model who looked black. Like, look at this. Mine came out in November. I started designing this in January, guys, of last year. And Shop We Were What, another huge brand who's known for doing this, stole my designs too. Guys, how can I even keep up?
Okay, that was the first one. I didn't want to immediately play the second one just in case y'all adjusted your volume. So basically, SHEIN not only stole the clothing, they of course used cheaper fabric. She was saying you can even see the underwear through the second model. And they said that they stole the aesthetic of trying to use the same looking black girl to model the knockoff. Like, it was crazy. Okay, here's the second designer. So that's what they do with no shame. That's what they do. I'm so glad I didn't turn my other stuff sideways. I was gonna be sad. Okay. It says it would have been easy for SHEIN just to appropriate 95% of the aesthetic appeal of any of these works and just change the design just enough to avoid copyright liability. Yet still, SHEIN's process systematically yields an exact copy time and again. The only viable explanation for the brazenness of SHEIN's knockoffs is SHEIN's policy to knowingly accept, tolerate, and even encourage and facilitate such misappropriation. It says top mainstream apparels Apparel makers rely on the talent and creativity of the designers, who might very well openly take inspiration from independent designers whose work might be shown at corporate design meetings, or affixed to an inspiration board. Shein employs the sweatshop and creativity free version of such a design process. In such iteration, there's no time for human creativity when small factories in China need to pump out 6,000 new styles every day, on top of producing existing styles. Even if the algorithm tries to alter designs when it can, it often generates an exact copy as a matter of business necessity, as an artifact of the algorithm. And I'm probably skipping ahead of myself, but they named their algorithm, like, it's an acronym, but it's shortened to the word like later. I'm waiting to see if I skipped that part or not, but yeah, they have a name for it. Okay, so this is one of Shein's tactics. This is where they basically, it's like, let's see if we get caught before we do big numbers of this style. Okay, so what they'll do is the algorithm will spit out a design, most likely an infringement of somebody else's work. It then produces very small quantities of the item for sale, what Shein does via their sweatshops. And then for each new product sold on Shein's website, the initial production run is as low as 100 to 200 units per basically style, compared to the thousands of pieces typically produced by traditional peer retailers. Shein will then offer the goods for sale via online channels where millions of young people are waiting to look and purchase, and waits to see if anyone complains that that design was stolen. If the algorithm generates an exact copy of a Nike product, of course, alarm bells go off for Nike, and Nike's going to come after them, right? But when Shein copies a small or independent designer, the most likely outcome, without brand protection specialists and specialized software on the lookout, is that the infringement will go unnoticed. And then sometimes a small designer is alerted to the infringement by a friend, customer, or whomever, and they do complain to Shein. In these cases, Shein quickly apologizes. They blame an unnamed third party for the misconduct. And they'll report that, well, the sales were shockingly low, so it didn't do too much damage, basically. And then Shein might offer a very small settlement. And by that, it looks like about $500 or so. And it says in Miss Perry's case, Shein made an offer, of her asking her to accept $500. Let's see. Okay, and then if the person does try to get an attorney, Shein will try to report almost no sales or profit, to the point where a fair profits-based settlement is hardly worth pursuing. Then the actual misconduct, they'll say, was committed by another company, which they'll duly punish. And Shein will also offer an apology and a vague explanation that makes it seem that it was an anomaly, that the infringement was an anomaly. And they're calling it the testing the waters approach is an efficient and effective manner for Shein to avoid or minimize liability for infringement. Oh, here it goes. Shein calls that idea of testing the waters the large-scale automated test and recorder, or later model. That's what they call it. And that's the name of their algorithm. And then they try to sell that to people as, this is how we're not overproducing, y'all. We're not filling your landfills, because this is Shein's statement from, I think, their website. It says, as an e-commerce only retailer, Shein avoids the need for overproduction typically associated with filling physical storefronts, and prevents much of the waste and environmental impacts associated with running a traditional retail store. Through our unique on-demand business model, we are able to consistently limit excess inventory to single digits. So they're trying to sell that as an environmentally friendly thing, but what they're really doing is trying to see if they're going to get in trouble for stealing stuff, or, copyright infringement. Okay. This is where it starts talking about the shell companies, I believe. So Shein is not a single integrated entity as it portrays itself. Rather, it is an association, in fact, of a decentralized constellation of entities. The fact that they say constellation should tell y'all how crazy spread out it is. And it's designed to improperly avoid liability. Okay, so there is no one company employing 10,000 people. Rather, Shein is a loose and ever-changing association, in fact, of entities and individuals. So they're going to explain it below. I'm trying to see if they're going into the shell company part. Okay, it says, so BBC Channel 4, the documentary said, when you start to look behind that for like the companies at who really is the company, they said it's a black hole. All right. It says, despite diligent research, it appears there is no registered entity named Shein. Defendants have operated together under the name Shein and have been able to get away with trademark and copyright infringement for years by using empty corporate shells to serve as litigation targets. Defendants have purposefully set up a situation where they obfuscate jurisdiction and hide behind multiple shell companies from various jurisdictions, in effect creating a corporate shell game, as Shein called out at the beginning. And it says, as one news article has reported, the corporate structure of Chinese fast fashion giant Shein is opaque and tax optimized, and ownership is unclear. And that is the layout of every company that Shein is associated with, like basically every shell company. And it leads to a few question marks even on the diagram, because there's a question mark, or it starts with a question mark, then it leads to a question mark. Then there's, okay, I'm just letting y'all look at, then there's another question mark here, a question mark here, a question mark here. And I think I pointed that one out. But yeah, so I'm not even going to try. Like they said, it's a constellation of shell companies. And I think that's the best description of what they have going on. So no one knows who to sue, and they usually end up suing the wrong shell company. And it says the chart portrays the difficulty in pinning down exactly what Shein is. Okay. Okay, now people started targeting smartly. They started targeting RoadGet business because that's the one that Shein ended up filing a lawsuit against somebody else under. So they were like, oh, okay, so if you're representing yourself under this one, we're going to start suing you under this one. That's so when they sued Temu, Shein represented themselves as the plaintiff as RoadGet Business PTE. So that's where they were like, okay, well then we're going to sue RoadGet. And it says, RoadGet would be a good choice as an infringement defendant because it can hardly claim lack of jurisdiction after it has sued here. But disclosing the RoadGet entity was just another move designed to obscure who might be liable for Shein misconduct. And RoadGet never identified themselves as the traditional parent company. Girl, yes, they sued Temu, and Temu sued them back. Live, Laugh, Love. For I think a different reason, but Temu has sued them back now. So they sued Temu, and then I think in June or July, Temu has sued Shein. And Temu, I know, is no better, but yes, Live, Laugh, Love. Like pot calling the kettle black over here. And they sued Temu for copying them. They copy everybody, and they sued Temu for copying them. Hey, Arlita, how are you doing? How are you? Okay. Okay, so this is some of the names that they operated under that y'all saw, and I'm just gonna give a quick purpose of each shell company. So Shein Distribution Corporation, which is the name defendant, they created this to act as Shein's domestic operating company. Where's Wish? Oh, I'm sure Wish has lawsuits too. Live, Laugh, Love. This one's just a specific RICO against Shein, but I'm sure Wish has some lawsuits too. I didn't see them doing as much clothing on Wish, so that might be why Wish hasn't been, and Wish didn't go as well as apparently Temu is doing way better. So that might be also it too. Hey, LaToy Hogan, how are you? Then the next shell company name, Gong Zhao Shein International Import and Export, that they're involved in the export, production, and design of Shein goods. Then you have Roadget Business Pte. Limited, and that is the direct parent of Guangzhou Shein International. Then you have Zoe Top Business Company Limited. That's the Hong Kong entity which owns and operates the company's website and mobile apps. Sounds like Shein probably has some good lawyers behind them or some really smart humans. Oh yeah, Shan. That's what yep. And I think they even addressed the legal team in here. Yes, they know what they're doing. They're not playing around. Romway apparently is a sister company to Shein. Nanjing Top Plus Information Technology Co. Limited is Shein's primary business in China. And then Mr. Zhu, he's named as a defendant in this separately because they say he knows about all the shell companies. Like he cannot feign ignorance. Then they have the Shein Fashion Group Incorporated, and that's been the primary U.S. importer of goods sold as Shein. You have Style Link Logistics. They provide some of Shein's logistics and fulfillment services. Beauty of Fashion Investment is a holding company based in the British Virgin Islands tax haven, and it's the secretive ultimate parent of Shein, and it's where all the money goes, and that's according to the Swiss investigative journalism site Public Eye. Temu's not like Shein. I don't know, Latoy. I don't know. Shein is suing Temu for copying them. And the way Temu is getting stuff out as cheaply and as massively, Latoy, don't be surprised. Temu is just new. That's the only difference between Temu. The information hasn't been enough to be investigated yet. Don't let them fool you. Unfortunately, it's going to be like that for all of them. Honestly, I don't know of any of these kinds of companies that wouldn't be exploiting people. I ordered a rug from Wish one time, and I was so disappointed with the quality. I never ordered anything else from them. Yep. They should call Wishes. I wish I got the right item, Sylvia. Because, yeah, Wish never sent nothing right. Okay, so that's their tax haven. Then you got Shein's primary UK corporate entity is Zenith Business Company. Then you have Shein Distribution UK Limited, which is Shein's site and apps, and they sell products. Then you have, okay, so I think that's it on the shell company names. Okay, then they said another party is the Chinese production entities. And it's been reported that Shein uses hundreds of clothing manufacturing facilities in China in order to make its items at a fast rate. But these are not independent companies. Rather, they very much exist under the Shein umbrella and are tied together and take direction from Guangzhou Shein International Import and Export. Oh, here it goes, Shan, where you said, so it's the Shein. They're also naming the Shein law firms. The obstacles rarely involve fighting the case on the merits, but might rather include extensive discovery battles, representing that sales of the offending items are extremely low, offering apologies and false explanations about independent companies who are the true culprits, preliminary pleading or jurisdictional challenges. I bet that was a really high one, challenging the jurisdiction, and all designed to cause fighting the case to be that much more expensive, so therefore not worth it. Then the Shein marketplace participants. Although they are rarely mentioned, Shein apparently acts as a marketplace in some respects, basically kind of like Amazon. And in the past month, a Shein spokesperson reportedly blamed several new and particularly egregious infringements on implied independent marketplace sellers. They were recently accused of selling knockoff Nike Jordans. They just didn't have the Jumpman logo on it, apparently. And a spokesperson for Shein reportedly blamed an outside retailer. A lot of it repeats because they're just trying to bring their point home. Okay, it says recently Levi's alleged that Shein, after agreeing to cease selling a certain design and changing the items shown for sale on the Shein website in a mutually agreeable manner, a test purchase revealed that Shein was in fact still selling the original infringing product. Oh, I didn't see Fingerhut. When she say Fingerhut? I missed that one. Okay. So this is where Miss Perry, and I'm just going to show you what she's saying they copied her on. And all of them have applied for their copyrights and trademarks for these designs. There was one that got denied for the copyright, but I think they're approved for the trademark. So either way, though, there's public records that they use these images publicly first and for the purpose of sale. You know, like it was theirs. So Miss Perry, I think she might have 2 designs, but this is her first one. Make it fun. I don't know if y'all seen that, anything similar to that, but that one did look really familiar to me. Had y'all seen that one before anywhere? It's for me, it's not my style, but they make thousands of styles. But I remember seeing something very similar to this. Hey, Demita Joe. Good afternoon, trending mods in chat. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, 1 second, y'all. Okay. All right. So that's the first one. That's one of her designs. Then this is still Perry. So this is another one of her designs. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Let me tell you about the email she sent them. So after they stole her work, they then came back and asked her, could they work with her to sell one of their designs as like a partner or something, right? Or license her work for use. This is her email. This is her email. She said, how dare you contact me after my artwork has been stolen and the hard time I was put through with the people at SHEIN to resolve it. This email disgusts me. SHEIN and Romway have stolen artwork from both myself and many of my hardworking friends and colleagues. Your business practices are ethically and morally so wrong, and I want nothing to do with your company. I want to be perfectly clear. Never contact me again. Your businesses have no reason to exist at this point, and I hope they burn to the ground. You had your chance years ago to showcase my art by properly purchasing it instead of blindly selling it for your own gain. And they said she signed off by never contact me again. But who knows? Maybe we'll be in touch because I'm sure it isn't the last time my hard work will be used without my knowledge or consent. And the lawyers wrote, and here we are. I told y'all the lawyers, they had a little personality. Sylvia P, everybody got above. Remember the 3 radios and cassette players with the 2 speakers. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yes, Latoy. Latoy is crazy. It's so crazy. Okay, so yes, okay, so that happened to her. This is her second time. So now in August 2020, she created a design called Floral Bloom. Again, these designs aren't for me. They're not for me. So I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying they are copied. SHEIN did copy them. So she called it Floral Bloom. She had it copyrighted. Well, technically, y'all, just so you know, because I had to read about that when I was starting to give my art away to my patrons and my YouTube members. As soon as you present your artwork publicly, it is copyrighted from that point. Now you can take formal steps to have like a number or a registration number associated with it, but it's already automatically protected under copyright depending on how you present it publicly in the first place. And I was like, let me go ahead and use my little copyright symbol because just in case, because I'm like, I know it's a risk, but I want to share, and it's got to be a reason that someone goes to support you, So I feel like my art was like an easy way to be like, if y'all want to support me or whatever. So copyright in the US. Yeah. Yep. Hey, May, how are you doing? Yes, but that's her other design. I don't know if you can see it that well, but it's the flowers and flowers. They did actually put it on a different color rug, but it's the same fringe and everything. It's so insulting. I'm listening and eating. Okay, May. Oh, I don't know if you were here for some of those TikTok videos, but we found Shan in TikTok where we found her personality twin. I was teasing her. Okay, the third claim. So the first 2 claims were both Perry. I think her name was Perry. I already forgot the poor woman's name. But this one is now by Baron. And he created a thing called Trying My Best. And it was like a little name tag. It was cute. It said, hello, and then it says Trying My Best. But it's the specific style of the badge that you can tell they didn't even try. All they had to do was change it. They could have just changed the font, the placement of the letters. It's like so much they could have done, y'all. This was really insulting. They didn't even try. Now it's blurry to y'all because it's blurry on the PDF document. I can't change that. But y'all, look at how the letters go up, down, up, down, up, down. And his originals go up, down, up, down, up, down. Same red, same font, same everything. I'm like, that is so insulting. And you know, that's his. Like, that's the one that he couldn't get it copywritten, probably because it's maybe too common, but it is trademarked. He has it trademarked. He's very well known. This is the one that built that huge social media following. He's very well known for this. If people see this that know him, like that have followed him and been his customers, they know that's his. Well, so if they see it on Shein, it's like, how y'all got Barron's work? You know, it's so wrong. Then the fourth claim is by Blintz, and she did one called Orange Daisies. Right, Demeter Joe. It's insulting. And you know, I know so many, because on my other social media account is strictly art. And I know so many artists, and it makes me sad because I see them and their work ends up on shower curtains. It ends up on t-shirts, and they did not license that. They did not give permission. And the people basically tell them, what are you going to do about it? Like, that's how they respond to them. It's so ridiculous. I'm sorry. I'm rolling in the deep with Shein until they force them to change prices. And what, Shein, you ain't got to put it in writing, Shan. You could just be that way. You kill me. She like, I'm 10 toes down in what I mean and what I say. I'm so done with you, Shan. Yeah, I'm going to let me put Shan video back up here because see, now she deserve it. So for y'all that weren't in here, here's Shan. Hold on. I hope it don't go sideways. Here's Shan, y'all. This your girl because Shan don't want to sit up here and act right. Where is it at? And it said, me still ordering my outfits, ignoring Shein's Rico case. Oh my gosh. Hey, 41 Fit. Did you get to see Shan just now? Because you can't miss that because she's showing her behind today. She is showing her behind today. Oh my gosh. Thank you for joining me, 41 Fit. Thank y'all. I appreciate every one of y'all in here. May, I'm telling you, Shan ain't got no shame. No shame, Shan. Here's Blintz's, what did she call it? Orange Daisies or something. Again, not my style, but we saw them stealing from Black designers too, and you know, but this is not my style. Inflation is real, and you ain't lying. You ain't lying. And Shan, I'll go ahead and I'll throw you a bone. Here's another layer to add to this. Now the copyright infringement is wrong, but all of them do be doing it to an extent. But also, y'all, I will say this. It is a privilege to shame fast fashion because most people that do fast fashion, it is because they're on a budget. They can't be out here doing these regular retail prices. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you supporting so many kids, you know, and all this other stuff you got going on, just life hitting you upside the head. So it is a privilege to even criticize the industry of fast fashion. I just want to point that out, that I'm on the side of it's only convenient to criticize it if you over here got the disposable income to, you know, shop differently. I am going to say that too, though. So yeah, I'm only over here on the artist side of the copyright infringement part, but fast fashion industry, y'all lower some prices in some other areas, guys, because otherwise that's a means of survival, just like anything else. In my Jennifer Hudson voice, and I'm telling you, I'm not going. Hey, hi, my sweet sisters. Yes. So I want to tell you, Shane, I'm playing around with you, but y'all, it is a privilege to be able to criticize fast fashion. It really is. And when I saw that argument, I said, you know what? I'm okay with being educated, and I agree. I agree. If this was me right now and I had to be, and I was, with my parents and I was in my little school days, what was they looking for? We was going to the $7 store. It might have had some $5 stores in. We was in the clearance racks. We was doing the things we had to do to be on a budget to support the family. So let's not pretend, y'all, people on these high horses about fast fashion, but they not out here, taking care of the other stuff. So I'm only having fun with you, Shan, I promise. Okay, the fifth claim is by Baron, and okay, he did it again with Trying My Best. It must have been I don't know if he refiled, or I don't know, but that's the same. Oh, let me put it back up. That's the same. It's a different complaint, but same design. So I'm not sure why it's up there in its own what is it called again? I have the memory of a goldfish. Fifth claim. Yeah, it's in a separate fifth claim. I'm not sure why. And you. Yes. My daughter used to have boxes just showing up from all kinds of little places on her school job salary. Right. I'm still on that rack. I still shop the clearance racks off season. That I've been taught by the best. I'm sorry, guys. Yep. Sorry. I'm here for it, trending. It's all in love. Right. We are just fine. I can't with you, 41 Fit. The sixth claim. Okay, so this is where it names the RICO. So the first 5 claims were the individuals claiming what was infringed upon their own designs. The sixth claim is the RICO complaint. Okay, so it says basically Shein is an enterprise engaged in and whose activities affect interstate commerce as described above. The defendants had a role in the using of the enterprise to conduct racketeering activity that was distinct from the undertaking of those acting on its behalf. Defendants also attempted to benefit and did benefit from the activity alleged herein, and thus was not a passive victim of racketeering activity, but an active perpetrator. So basically, don't be trying to say you didn't know what y'all were doing. And then defendants agreed to and did conduct and participate in the conduct of the enterprise's affairs through a pattern of racketeering activity and for the unlawful purpose of intentionally and criminally infringing plaintiffs' and others' copyrights for massive financial gain. Defendants were able to sell infringing clothing on a systematic basis with minimum interference or hindrance. Baby, yes, Ross dress. Come on, Ross. Come on, TJ Maxx. Come on, yes. I had made a little money on eBay for a little while. This was when I was still in Louisiana, but I would go to TJ Maxx, get those clearance Jordans, and then go sell them on eBay. I'm telling you, it was a nuisance though. But I'm like, if I really committed myself, this would be great. Me too. I find many gems on the clearance rack, the $7 store, and Payless. Right, 41 Fit. Right. That's why there's no. We know what it's about. We are only here to talk. They need to bring the stores back. Yeah, for real. Many beautiful memories in Payless. and the $7 store. I remember that store. I had got some black overalls one school year. They were so cute because they weren't like the normal denim. Oh, they were so cute to me. So Shein is able to reap the benefits, including selling a huge volume of clothing to consumers, sometimes infringing and sometimes not. Okay, I'll make sure I ain't see nothing. Let's see. It says each part of the overall enterprise has a role. It's interrelated with the other involved entities and their roles. That is vital to the whole fact and in fact facilitates the workings, including the criminal copyright infringement of the whole. For whatever reasons, the individual cogs in the Shein enterprise sometimes changes form and identity and place of formation, but ignoring these changes, there is a relationship and longevity between the parts of the whole that facilitates the workings of the Shein enterprise, including the integral criminal copyright infringement. In fact, bringing entities and associations in and out of existence is designed to facilitate the workings of the enterprise, including its racketeering. I used to wait till Old Navy sold maxi dresses for $5 or $10, then buy them for work in the summer and wear them with blazers on days I didn't have to be in court. Yep, that's how you work it, Shan. Off season is the best. This is 41 Fit. Stop it. I say stop it. Baby, yes, that part right there. Let's see. Oh, this is where they're saying it's centrally controlled by Mr. Zhu and his leadership group. So basically, don't be trying to act like you don't know. The SHEIN enterprise focuses its efforts on the United States and exists and affects U.S. interstate commerce. I know, right? A good maxi dress. Yes. Okay, and it says, with the enactment of the Anti-Counterfeiting Consumer Protection Act of 1996, Congress added criminal copyright infringement to the statutory list of RICO predicate acts. The copyright infringement alleged herein is properly deemed criminal and egregious in that it was willful and undertaken for purposes of commercial advantage and private financial gain. Choice, all that booty. I know your husband does. Oh, yeah, Shan, you right. You right, Shan. I know he be loving them maxi dress days. Your husband does too, Shan. Shein doesn't last though, at least for me. It's a one wash. No, it's not just you, 41 Fit. I haven't tried their stuff. Shan, do you get more than one wear out of your Shein stuff? Because I have heard that they're really kind of a for a lot of people, a one-use type garment. And it says Shein knew that the infringement would occur and expected it to occur, and they had the specific intent that it would occur as an integral part of the overall business model. Again, there is no way that the Shein overall business model can function other than as described, which necessarily includes criminal copyright infringement. And they said it's part of a pattern. And they said there's many, many cases that y'all can see that there is a pattern. Yeah, I wash differently though. Okay. We might have to get some tips so all our stuff can last longer. Let's see. And they're basically repeating each. And they're saying they had knowledge it was illegal. Okay, I didn't know there was a section in a complaint called prayer, and I know it's all based off of the older times or whatever, so I shouldn't be surprised. But to see it, I have not read through an entire complaint, I guess, before. But this section is labeled prayer, but basically what they want to happen, right? So it says plaintiffs pray for judgment against defendants as follows. Each plaintiff is awarded all damages, including future damages. He loves graph. Each plaintiff is awarded their costs and expenses in this action. Each plaintiff is awarded their attorney fees. I usually don't necessarily wear the whole fit together again anyway. I wash and hang dry right away in from of air. And I know you're saying you air dry, right? Hang dry right away. Shein need a spanking. They're really cutting up, right? 41 Fit. The plaintiffs also want an order permanently enjoining defendants and their employees, agents, servants, attorneys, representatives, successors, and assigns, and all persons in active concert or participation with any of them from engaging in the misconduct referenced herein. I hang dry in front of air. Okay, gotcha. It says they also want injunctive relief as appropriate to prevent further racketeering activity. They want the defendants to be ordered to file with this court and served upon plaintiff's counsel within 30 days after services of the judgment demanded herein, a written report submitted under oath setting forth in detail the manner in which they have complied with the judgment. Hangers matter as well. Okay. For disgorgement of all proceeds and restitution of the monies wrongfully received by defendants as a result of their wrongful conduct, that would be billions. And number 7 would be crazy. I have to watch the scenes for stretching across. Yes, choice he better. They also want the disgorgement of all proceeds and restitution of the monies wrongfully received by defendants as the result of the wrongful conduct. That was number 7. That's the billions of dollars. Okay. Number 8. Each plaintiff is awarded punitive damages in an amount sufficient to deter defendants and each of them from their wrongful conduct. They also want payment of treble damages to each plaintiff. And I now know what treble means because I like to watch Judge Million and Judge Mathis. They want further relief as the court may deem appropriate. And then that is the end of the document. And they want a jury trial. I didn't even see that. They want a trial by jury, which I think that would be good. But yeah, y'all, Shein is out here cutting up. It's been so much that's happened on YouTube outside of Shein. Okay, do y'all know? Okay, I had it on the thumbnail. So do y'all know about DJ Envy, the real estate alleged fraud? I couldn't find the court document, like the filed complaint, like I could for Shein, which I wouldn't have done it in the same video if I found it. I just would have did a separate video because that would have just been too much. But I couldn't find it. I found their names. I found them in previous court cases, but not the case specifically against, what's his, DJ Envy's actual name is like Rashawn Johnson or something. But basically, another Ponzi scheme, allegedly. They got them. I think DJ Envy and that guy allegedly got the plaintiffs for like $500,000, and they said as soon as they signed their name on the dotted line, now all of a sudden it's construction delays. I said, wait a minute, are they just Marceau on a bigger scale? Because that's what they sound like. Oh, these delays, construction, this, that, and the other. So I want to see how that turns out. But yeah, that's basically what DJ Envy was doing or accused of doing. I would not be surprised. But yes, did you see that Chit Chat posted a video about, it was 2 people, LaTruth and somebody, his ex-girlfriend. LaTruth's ex-girlfriend was trying to get someone to post a picture of him naked, like a revenge P type thing. But thankfully the blogger, whoever that she sent it to, notified him via his sister, and she was arrested. She's out right now, and she's like, I don't even know why he would do that. Every dude in the court was laughing. Even the sheriffs were laughing that he would even do all this. He just mad, blah, blah, blah. She's basically retestifying on herself. So basically his lawyers will, I'm sure, use her lives as more evidence that she intended harm or to do exactly what she was alleged to be doing, because she's still bragging about it and saying she said he's a deadbeat dad. Whether that's true or not, ma'am, you are admitting to committing a crime. I don't know if he is or isn't. I don't know their life like that, so I won't even say whether he is or isn't. But she seems mad at him. She seemed mad at him, and she admitted she did it and said he was taking it too seriously and got mad at him for pursuing charges. He needs to sit down in my grandmother's voice. So that was what Chit Chat had posted. I've seen some footage of Stormi's party. It was basically like an end of season party for Love Marriage Huntsville. So she had a good crowd because they knew the cameras would be there. Some of the people, because I traced them back to their own social media account, they seem like okay people. I think they were just gonna be there because it was an end of season thing. I don't know if they necessarily are about Stormi. Some of them are, because I've seen them with Stormi outside of this party, but I'm sorry, I have to believe the turnout was because they knew there was gonna be, it was being filmed, and who knew? Okay, so Wanda was the one that showed her live, right? So that's how we saw it. But who knew pointed out that Martell was walking away with one of the vendors, the ladies that was a vendor. He had his hand on her waist. And she was like, I just pray for her. She said, I hope she does not become a VICTIM. She was like, and hopefully he don't try to get her to get a builder's license or give him a loan, take out a loan in her name. Nope, Mr. Choice needs to stay frisky like JJ on Bell Collective. If it ain't nothing else, you want your man to be attracted to you. That's so true. It's his ex-wife, sad. Oh, that's his ex-wife. And they have at least one child together. The LaTruth person. Yeah. But Chit Chat was saying basically she hopes, since it's so crazy that this is a close by proximity thing to Mel and Martell, because those people worked with Mel and Martell, and you know Martell and Coleslaw did what they did, and she's like, I just hope it's more to come on them as this is coming on her, even though she's out right now on and it was only a misdemeanor for her, but you know, like it's just like, hey, I feel like it's a sign too. I'm not gonna lie to you. Child is ghetto to the 15th power from what I saw on that stage. Oh, Shan. Let me tell you this. Stormy looked, in my opinion, a mess in her birthday outfit. I'm like, how you let your guests outdo you in your outfit for one? Because I saw some people look really cute in their little cowgirl stuff. I ain't gonna take it away that they came to a trash, in my opinion, trash person's party. Some of them looked super cute. I'm like, Stormy, what are you wearing? I don't understand. I did not understand. I finally saw the her pool area. So I was like, oh, okay, now I recognize the area from Melody's video when Melody first filmed at Stormy's house. I'm like, okay, I get it now. I get it. Really sad. Oh, about the ex-wife. Gotcha. Okay. 41 Fit, no, anyone but JJ, but I agree. Right. What's some other quick news? You know what, y'all, let me tell you this. I do appreciate, as long as you are okay with me not responding with more than just a heart most times, I do appreciate that y'all be sending me all kinds of links and videos. I'm not gonna say what they sent because they probably don't want me to say that, but I just want to say, Linda, thank you for sending me some stuff. And I have others. I just don't know if they want me to say their name, so I'm not gonna say it. But let me see here. Yep, someone just sent me about the Revenge P arrest with La Truth and that girl. Y'all be keeping me on it. Let me see. What else we got? I'm double checking because we here now. We finished up Shein and DJ Envy. Stormy can't dress to save our lives. I was so frustrated, 41 Fit. And I said, well, that's all them people $60, I guess they paid for that temporary stage. Because of course she wouldn't use it to just get herself a little bit out of debt. That would be too smart, right? Let me put my banner up. That would be too smart to actually use it to get yourself a little bit out of debt. Nope, you got to use it to stunt for one night instead of negotiating that the show pays for your party. Come on, girl. So Gucci's daughter been going live on IG, and her and Sanjay been going at it on Twitter. Woo, Shan. And they ain't gonna stop now. I heard so Gucci pressing charges against Selena. I guess she said that on the episode, but I haven't actually watched the last episode yet. Live, laugh, love. Girl, come tell me I'm lying. Big Wander pulled up on Carson's workplace. Right. Thank you, 41 Fit. Yes. First of all, she talking about, you told me to pull up, I pulled up. That Carson has publicly stated that workspace is still getting worked on, because when she did her interview with Black Titanic, she said, I will send you an invite when it's ready, because I don't want to name a date, because the furniture and things are still coming in. So Wander, don't act like you weren't watching that and you knew that girl was not operating in that shop yet. So you fake pulled up. That was a dry pull up. Second, how you not gonna tell the person, like if they honestly meant it, that you coming so y'all can actually meet up if that was the intent? Which, Carson, I hope you are so smart you'll never actually try to meet up with that woman, but you know what I'm saying. Like, Wanda, you are not about nothing. Like, you are not like all this brave and blah blah blah. No, like, stop it. She was there. Yeah, Wanda went up to Carson's shop that she's building out, that she's gonna have her soft opening maybe first, but it's still being done. She doesn't do her hair and stuff in that shop yet, I don't think. She's already said she's working on it. Yeah, but Black Titanic got a personal invitation. It was so nice to see her. She got it from Carson, but she's gonna get one with a date and things as Carson, because Carson, unlike others, is trying to make sure her ducks are in a row before doing something. Tisha, Stormy, Wanda, teach your daughter. Like, I guess you can't teach your daughter, but yeah, the ones that don't know how to do it, Carson's doing it the right way. It's better to just not say until you're ready. She says she don't want to have beef with Wanda. Right, Shane? I just don't sound like, if Carson's smart, she ain't doing all that with Wanda. I'm just saying, Wanda trying to pretend like she bad and she was ready to do something, have a confrontation with Carson. Like, go sit down. Yes, that lady is bat cat poop crazy, right? 41 fit. Wanda's too old for this. She's so embarrassing. Sylvia, and this the thing is Wanda. How old is Wanda? No, she can't be. She has to be older than what I was just about to say because Tisha might be close to her 40s. So never mind. I ain't gonna say that. Wanda's what? Probably early 50s. Wanda be looking like she do look like a lunch lady. That's the best way I can say it. Wanda. Oh, I read that one. She really is Sylvia P. Wanda needs to stop and sit down somewhere, right, Latoy? Wanda is not about that life, right? She 59. Okay. Yeah, she ooh, when I was a kid, she is what I expect a 59-year-old to look like. Now that I am a woman, I know 59-year-olds don't always look like that. And I'm just like, Wanda, girl, go sit down. What else happened? I'm double checking. Let me see. This week has been really eventful. Yeah, thank y'all again because this is like an easy way to go through some stories real fast. So thank y'all for sending me links to stuff. Oh, somebody said here for Hot Tea reported that Belinda and Destiny may have fallen out because they didn't stop following each other on Instagram. They still got that show about to come out, don't they? The dating show or whatever, which is another reason we know she was lying about still being with that dude when she did her Carlos interview. How you gonna be filming a dating show but you still in a relationship with somebody? Let me see. Double checking. Okay, I did. Okay, I was making sure I had hit like on somebody's stuff. I saw that Dustpan can't buy a friend. She can't. I like this 41 fit Dustpan. You 41 fit. I was giving you your praise. I don't think you were in here, but I was like, you like the nickname Queen. I like Dustpan. I like that for her. That was a good one. Okay, I think Carly Russell took up a lot of the news, unfortunately. Oh, there is a story going around. Well, not story, it's real life, but it's being reported about the woman that was going to the concert, but she's been missing for 2, maybe going on 3 weeks, and her boyfriend was found in her car unresponsive near a DMV or something like that. That's crazy. I've only been listening by the wayside. Jamie, that's me, is staying on top of it, and I think Leah Gordon has that story as well. But that's just crazy story. Crazy. And I think it's coming out that he's controlling. He had a history of being controlling with her and stuff like that. I want to know why he was in her car unresponsive, I think outside of a DMV. And when they got him, when they picked him up, they didn't even pick him up for the disappearance of her. They had picked him up for something else, and then someone had let them know he was in connection to the disappearance of the young lady. Like, that's crazy. But yeah, of course, there's a lot of stories like that. Prayers up for them. Love me some Leah Gordon. Yeah. I have to. The last one I watched of Leah was Shanquella Robinson, because I be trying not to take in too much because she has to cover heavy topics. And I thank her for being, and I hope she's getting enough help to keep her stable as she goes through a lot of those stories, because she is bearing a heavy burden with that one. Loving my 50s and enjoying every minute of them, baby. Yes, right. Choice, you're the 50s I now know as a grown woman. Wanda is the 50s I thought we don't have those no more. Exactly. That's a lot. Yep. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to go. Y'all, this is so fun. I'm looking at Jasmine Brand real fast to just see what's going on. And then I'm not going to hold y'all after that because, I'll be trying to sometimes be in there. I love Leah Gordon too. She does her thing, Sylvia P. She actually what she calls her channel Black Girl News now, I think. But see, Choice, when you saw Good God Keep You, can't say much for the weirdos. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay, no, it's not. It's not nothing. It's not nothing that I want to talk about. I'll tell you that much. Just scrolling across there. Oh Lord. Okay, one more time for Shan. Cause Shan, I can't believe this was you. I cannot believe it. But we gotta put you in there one more time. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. I won't hold you. That's all I had. Thank you, especially for those that had to come in the beginning and we went through that case. Thank you for sitting through that, because I read that whole document. I was trying to pick out just the good pieces of it, So thank y'all. And thank y'all that are in the bushes. And thank you for those that came in the chat. And for anybody that's going to listen to the playback later, I appreciate it. I hope y'all enjoyed the information. I didn't know all that about Shein. So hopefully you heard something you didn't know at first about them. That's you now, Shan. That's all I can think of. She said, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Live, Laugh, Love. Yes, I appreciate you. We be taking our notes. Shan is giving drink water and mind my business energy. Love it. Yes. That's exactly what she's doing. Okay. Well, upcoming, hopefully, because Succeeding wanted to talk about it, is Carlos's overview of his part 1 interview with Nene. But I know the part 2 is coming up now. That's going to be a whole thing, Thank you, Trending at some point. Oh, Choice. I got one more thing for y'all. I'm so sorry, y'all. Let me see something. I was trying to pick a thing before y'all came in here, so don't leave out. Do not leave out, because I don't want to miss you. Let me see something. I'm trying to see. Okay, you know what? This time it'll be, yep, Sylvia P. Are you still in here? Please comment at the bottom if you're still in here, Sylvia. Because this time... You're very welcome, Latoy. I love looking into stuff like that. I'll have more, Shein, now we just gotta wait for the trial, I'm sure, but more topics like that. Hey, okay, Sylvia, you were the first person to come in and comment after I went live, and Choice wanted to do like a little giveaway from some of what she got as a blessing from her story. And so far, so far she halved it with me. So if you give me your Cash App, if you put your Cash App in here, I'm going to send you, it's $27.50 that Choice blessed me with just to do a giveaway in my live. So I just wanted to, if you have a Cash App, please list your Cash App, Sylvia. And then I'm going to stay on to make sure you confirm you actually got it too. Thank all you wonderful people for stopping by the conversation. Yes. I'm glad you will read it, because I can't sometimes. Yeah, Shan, I know, girl. Oh, and Shan, check your DMs. I did reply to you, by the way. Yes, Sylvia. And Choice is she has some plans to be a repetitive blessing over here on this channel. It'll be different challenges. I don't want to say them, because then I know not if y'all might do them on, I just want you to do it because it came natural, not because you were thinking about it. But as she blesses this thing, it goes back to y'all for giveaways. And I told her I think Cash App is the best, because then I don't have to. One, I can be lazy. I ain't got to go buy a gift card. That's number one. Number two, we save on taxes and the cost of the gift card. So I can just do it through Cash App instead. Okay. All right. So hold on. Let me get it to you. Let's see here. Make sure I'm logged into the correct Cash App and everything. See, nope, not even in the correct Cash App. That's number one. Okay. But yeah, thank you, Choice. Thank you for even wanting to share. Because, of course, I didn't ask her, but, you know, y'all know Choice Spirit. 2983. Okay. I'm getting there. I'm getting logged in. I had to verify it was me and all that greatness. Okay. All right. So I'm about to type in your name now, your Cash App name, Sylvia P. Let's see. Oh, I'm glad I'm double checking. It's a S Phillips 06, but you are a 17. S Phillips 17. Okay. Is your icon just, it's blue with the S, right, Sylvia? Is that you? And that's why she's so blessed. Exactly. All right, Sylvia. Here it comes. 2750. And thank you. Thank you. Thank y'all for coming to the lives. Okay. All right. Now I just wait for your confirmation that you got it. I really hope it's you. Thank y'all. But yeah, y'all are just so awesome. I'm waiting on the confirmation. Here, I got, if y'all, I have these gifts, but I can't always play them impromptu. So I have some I can share with y'all. Okay, she got it. Yay. Do I have a celebration one? Let's see. We can do this one. That one never gets old to me. Yes. Y'all have a good evening. Got to catch up on my trending videos. Thank you, 41 Fit. Everybody have a good evening. Congratulations, Sylvia P. All right, y'all. I will see y'all on the next live or premiere. And y'all have a great, great rest of your Sunday. Bye.
I'll be taking my time, I'll be taking my time. Taking all of your time, taking all of your time. I'll be taking my time, I'll be taking my time. Taking all of your time, taking all of your time. I've been talking about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish. Talk about it for a while. Before we take a chance and do it, before we looking back as foolish. We got me floating, and I can take it. You got me floating, and I can't take it. You got me floating, and I can take it. You got me floating. Oh,